Well, hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Cozy Barbarian. Today we are playing the Barbarian, and I'm actually rocking a cool little wolf pup. That's pretty cool. I really like what's going on the back there. Got him from a beta, and that was really fun. So this episode is going to be starting Act 3, and I'm just going to voice over it. Right now there's no camera because I recorded this way earlier on, and part of the reason why there is no camera for me is because I work really long days during the week and I wake up really groggy and I'm half asleep. So needless to say, I don't have any energy when I'm waking up. So I record some gameplay and then it's a lot easier for me to just voice over and talk to you guys while this is going on. So right now I have unlocked the hidden outlook, hidden overlook, and that is where it is in reference to Kiev. It was actually quite the journey. Act 3 has been a lot of running back and forth, and actually Act 4 and Act 5 were the same, and spoiler alert, there is an Act 6 as well. That was a surprise to me. We're going to get there, and right now I'm working on actually getting into one of the dungeons. So this is fairly straightforward. We kind of climb down and, go around, kill a bunch of stuff, find this, get that. The mobs are getting a little bit more difficult. We are slowly picking up some gear as we go, so that's been really cool. I'm really enjoying the little fortification here that I have on the HP. If you look at the HP bubble, we are starting to get fortification. Of course, that's been there for a little while. The mobs do hit a little bit harder, and it does get challenging as we go. But right now, for Act 3, from my experience, it's a lot of running around, which is a little strange. But if you look at the life is actually regenerating quite fairly well. And that was because of the helmet that we picked up last time. Of course, that helps us to regenerate life whenever there are multiple enemies around. And I believe there is one more piece of gear that I'm wearing that regens life when we don't take any damage. So that is actually saving us a lot of potions as well. So I don't have to use a lot of potions, and most of the time I don't. So if you take a look at the life, it's actually going up pretty quickly there. I was very impressed considering everything is fairly early game, but that's quite substantial there, quite a good gain. And that is coming from the helmet, of course. We heal. The heal is not huge, but it does help us heal. So Act 3 is actually not too bad. There's a lot of running around going on. There's a lot of back and forth, but it's actually kind of cool. It's got a bunch of different bosses, and this guy is one of them. Cutting out the cinematics because I don't want to spoil things for you if you want to experience that for yourselves. One of the bosses in Act 3 was this guy, and he wasn't too bad as a barbarian. I struggled with some resource generation, which did get a lot better, and actually at the end of this fight, you'll see that I got a nice piece of gear, legendary gear, that definitely helps with that. But this guy wasn't too bad, although I did make a couple of small mistakes, which cost me a lot, and I almost bit the dust. But so far, so good. We're spinning through it. Nothing too fantastic here, although he does hit hard. He hits very hard, so if you are too slow to get out of the way, if you don't dodge it in time, you definitely pay dearly. So one of the things I enjoy about this game is it's very survivability heavy, right? It's focused on survivability. Make sure you dodge, you get out of the way to actually make sure that you are paying attention. And sometimes, as I've mentioned, when I'm working long days, I wake up in the morning, especially only after 5 or 6 hours of sleep. I'm groggy, and I definitely take too much damage. I kind of stand there because of my delayed reaction. So that is the reason why sometimes I have videos with no camera. But nonetheless, I still enjoy making these videos. I like to talk to you, and I like to do commentary because I think it's a lot of fun. And I know there are a lot of people that enjoy gameplay commentary, especially when they have time to kill. If they are at work or if they are driving or whatever, not them driving, but if they are on a road trip and somebody else is driving, they do like to watch videos and listen to other people commentate, myself included. So, and I'm really enjoying making these videos. So this guy wasn't too bad. We spin the win. One of the things I'm finding that's helping me a lot is, of course, the Ancients. Call the Ancients is helping a ton. Without them, they just do so much damage. And I'm finding because of my lack of resource generation, which will get better after this boss, but because of where it currently is, Wrath of the Berserker doesn't work so well. And as you can tell right here, I'm trying to dodge him. I almost bit it. It got really, really close. I was trying to get the potion. Sometimes if you get stunned or if you get delayed and you end up taking 3 skills back to back, it just about destroys you. So just mistiming it costs you dearly. And there it is. There's the ring that we got. This ring actually is going to help us. Let's take a look at that. Whirlwind critical strike chance is increased by 6%. So that's pretty good. Up to 18%, I believe that was, or 15%. I got to go back and take a look at that. But that was really cool. And we do have one more boss to complete. All right, here we go. It's time to fight this guy again. We've faced him off a few times already, and it's actually been interesting. Let's greet him with a friendly hello before we bash his face in as the Barbarian. That is what we're supposed to do. Now, right now, I'm waiting on the cooldown for Call of the Ancients. As soon as they come up, there we go. They do a ton of damage. I really like them. The one challenge I had about this fight, or during this fight, I should say, is the floor is red, and of course his blood pools are red, and all the AoE is red, so everything blends in together. I ate so much damage here because I couldn't see. I thought I was out of the pools, and sometimes I wasn't. So, but you know, you live and you learn. First time through it, wasn't too bad. All of this gameplay, by the way, has been on World Tier 2. Some of the bosses are definitely a little bit harder. This guy wasn't too bad, just a lot of spinning. Sometimes, you know, you stop and gain some resource and use your basic skill just to gain some resource. But as you can see there, the blood pools, I definitely was eating a lot of damage. Everything's red. My Dust Devils are red as well. I'm trying to keep an eye out for the potions, and everything just kind of blends in together. But all in all, it wasn't too bad. Kind of fun experience. One thing we do have to keep an eye out is those pools. Every once in a while, we forget to dodge one, we mistime it, and then the second one gets mistimed, and everything just kind of goes downhill from there. So definitely have to keep an eye on that. This guy is immune. We have to kill the little ads as always. That's kind of a normal thing to do. And sometimes it's good to whack the immunity bubble for a little while just to get the resource back up. Now, as you can see, there's a ton of stuff just blowing up all over the place. Call of the Ancients comes out again, which is awesome. And his life goes down. It's really, really good to get his life down, to get him staggered as well. They help. At least I feel like they help a ton. And let's face it, it's good to have some company when you're playing alone. So it's good to get the Ancients to come out, do a little bit of damage. We'll see what kind of gear enhancements we can get. Maybe something that works well with them, something that complements them in the build. If not, we're going to go back to Wrath of the Berserker. Of course, everyone's favorite there. Taking a ton of damage as they go along. Those guys blow up. If you don't kill them in time, they just explode themselves. And of course, they do a lot of AoE damage. And one of the challenges, being the first time through the game, is the obvious lack of gear, right? We don't have the best gear. The weapon is really old. It's a few levels behind, so that is definitely hinting, or that is impacting our DPS negatively. But all in all, not too bad. World Tier 2. All of these bosses have been on World Tier 2, and it's been going okay. Some of them have given us a little more trouble where we've had to enlist the aid of some friends, but all in all, it's been really well and really enjoyable experience, and just enough of a challenge. So here we are, end of Act 3. As I mentioned before, these acts are a lot of running around. There's a ton of running around. We are about to go into Act 4, and we are really pressing through the campaign so we can start farming dungeons. I'll see you in the next video.